Hi everybody, this is Carla with Cobweb Corner Cross Stitch and welcome to FlossTube number 60. It's August 6th, 2021 and it's been, I don't know, about 4 weeks probably since my last video. I have been super busy. I've been gone 3 different times since I talked with you last, and I have a ton of things to show you in this video. This is a channel about cross stitch and my online cross stitch store. I share some of my personal crafting and then sometimes share a business topic and inventory that is new to my shop. So welcome. If you enjoy the video, please click the subscribe button and then click on the bell so you get notified when I upload another video. What's been going on in my life? I've gone on 3 small trips since my last video. We went on a 4-night camping trip to Owine, Iowa, which is kind of a little bit north of us. It's only about an hour and 15, about an hour, a little over an hour drive for us. And it was a beautiful park that we stayed in, and we went to some of the surrounding towns. My husband was nice enough to take me to a number of quilt stores because it was still the Iowa Shop Hop. So Iowa Shop Hop is 86 quilt stores throughout the whole state of Iowa for the month of June and July, and you go and get stamps and buy fabric. So I have some of my favorites of the fabric I bought during the shop hop, but you can see most of this is all new just since June. For me, it's a lot of fabric. I know that if you're a real quilter, you have mounds of it, but oh my gosh, every quilt store I go into has, just like every needlework shop, has its own personality, its own style of fabric, its own way of displaying things, and the shop hop was really fun. I think I ended up going to, I don't know, maybe 22 shops out of the 86. It's a lot of driving. Next year I hope to do more. So I'll share some of the fabric I got during that, which I like. The Owine trip was our first camping experience with really bad weather. So the day we were supposed to leave, we knew there were going to be some storms. There were storms in the morning, and then there were going to be storms up in the area where we were camping starting about 6 o'clock at night. And there was a window in between there. So we got what we needed to get done at home, and then we took off and we arrived at our campsite at about 4 o'clock, and everything was fine. And we were prepared for some thunderstorms, and we made some spaghetti for supper, and we're sitting down to eat. And before all that, I had told my husband, I wonder where we go if there's like severe storms or tornado warning. And the campsite was very clear that says we do not have a tornado shelter, that you can use the restrooms as a shelter, but it was at your own risk. So we kind of had just talked about that. We're sitting down to supper to eat, and all of a sudden, super loud tornado sirens go off. And at the same time, our phones start buzzing like crazy that said there was a tornado warning in our area. And we took a quick look at the radar, and we're like, yep, we're leaving. So we left our supper on the table, grabbed our cats, threw them in the back of the truck, and took off. And what we did was drove about 30 minutes away ahead of the storm. And it wasn't like, storm chasers. Sorry, I'm like all discombobulated here. It wasn't like storm chasers where there's this funnel cloud, following us right behind the truck. We were well ahead of the storm, and we drove about 30 minutes, and we found a car wash, one of those outdoor cement car washes, and we parked in there. And we stayed there for about probably almost an hour and a half. And the storm never got really, really bad where we were. So once everything calmed down, we drove back to our campsite, and there was this one area of kind of trees down and damage and stuff like that. Come to find out, a small tornado had passed through just 1 mile from our campsite, and it had affected the town of Owine. We saw trees down. The high school was damaged a little bit. I didn't see like any, major damage to houses or anything like that. And it just made a real narrow path. And we were like, yeah, that was just right over there. So we were really glad. Our camper was fine. And in fact, the owner of the campsite said they hardly had anything, even though there was a small tornado just a mile away from the campsite. So everything was fine, but we were really glad we made the decision to just right away get in the truck and go to a safer place. And I think that's, you know, what we'll do in the future if the campsites don't have a designated tornado shelter. But also my husband was like, I don't want it to hail on my trucks. So of course that's a major consideration too. But everything worked out fine, and the next 3 days were just awesome. We went to we went to Backbone State Park in Iowa, and we did a 6-mile hike there with some friends of ours. And then we went to the small town, Strawberry Point, Elkader. We went up into Postville and did the quilt shop hopping. So we really had a nice 3 full days. Next, I went on a small trip, 4-night trip with my sister-in-law, my niece, and my sister-in-law's sister. And we had a great time. It was kind of a hectic, busy trip, but we really had fun together, and it was really nice to spend some time with my niece. And then we just got back from Green Valley State Park in Iowa. Just got back yesterday, and we loved it. It was just a beautiful, beautiful park in kind of southwest Iowa, and it has a lake, a man-made lake, and around the lake is a very flat, partly mowed and partly paved trail. And it's 10 miles to complete the trail, and we did all 10 miles in one day. And we did it with my girlfriend and her husband, the same ones that went on the hike in Backbone. We were extremely tired and sore by the end of the hike, but we did it, and we got some bug bites. I got a few different bug bites on my arm and my forehead here. So, but overall, it was great. The weather was perfect. It was like a high of 79 or 80, breeze, low humidity. It was just perfect. And then about a 35-minute drive north of Green Valley State Park is the Iowa town of Winterset. And Winterset is in Madison County, and that's where the Bridges of Madison County are. So if you've ever read the book, The Bridges of Madison County, which if you haven't, I highly recommend it. There's also the movie with Clint Eastwood and Meryl Streep. I thought the book was way better than the movie, but the movie was good too. So we drove up there, and we went and saw 3 of the 6 remaining covered bridges. And if I can get some of the photos from my husband, I'll put those at the end of this video. We also visited Winterset. They had 2 quilt shops. So even though the shop hop was over, I managed to find some fabric that I liked, and we had lunch there. And then we also went to their city park, and Winterset has the most beautiful city park I think I've ever seen. And we did a 1-mile out hike to a kind of stone, kind of castle looking tower that someone built in memory of some of the first pioneers of the region. So we hiked out to that and then hiked back. Had just a great day. And the next day we were just so tired that I just stayed in my camper and I stitched. I started a new project, which I'm going to show you, and it was so nice just to have like 3 to 4 hours of stitching, which I have not had a lot of time for. So that's what I've been up to. It's been go, go, go. We're home for 2 weeks, and then we are going to Geneseo, Illinois for a 4-night camping trip, and we are going to stay on the Hennepin Canal, and I think it's a Hennepin either state recreation area or state park, I'm not sure, but it's a canal with biking and trails, and you can rent kayaks and fish. And then the town of Geneseo looks really nice. It's got quilt shops and bakeries and boutiques and stuff. So we're really, really looking forward to that. We hope the weather stays nice for us, because we've had really, really nice weather except for that tornado on our camping trip so far. Then we don't have anything planned after that, but we want to try to get at least one more camping trip. We were going to drive out and take a long camping trip, like 8 days, out to the Black Hills in South Dakota and the Badlands, but we're kind of thinking we're not up for that. And at the end of September, my husband, if you've been watching my channel, last spring, my husband went and helped some friends who farm with planting, and he's going to go back and help them with harvest. So he'll be gone for up to 3 weeks. So that'll be hopefully some time. I've been kind of neglecting my business, my shop a little bit, and I'll be home for 3 solid weeks. I may have to go up and see him. And if he stays the whole 3 weeks, I may drive up and see him for a little bit halfway through. And then in October, we're really hoping to go to Seattle, fly to Seattle to see my daughter. And we've never been out there yet. She moved there, it'll be 2 years in February, so a year and a half. And with COVID and everything, we haven't had a chance to go out and see her in her new home. So we're kind of thinking of doing that in August. So lots and lots of things going on. So stitchy and crafting news. First of all, stitchy mail. I haven't looked at these yet. I'm going to, I cut the packages open, but I didn't look inside. I am in the club for Fabrics by the Fabric of the Month Club by Jody of Steel City Stitchers. And since I've seen you, I got 2. I got 1 right after I made my last video. So I got 2, and 1 just came in the mail a couple days ago. So I have 2 new things, and look at the, oh my gosh, I love this one. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Oh my gosh, that would be, oh, I can think of so many things to use that for. That's really gorgeous. And these are 13 count Lugana. It's a fabric of the month with Jody. And here's the second one from that set. And I'll tell you a little bit more about the club in a bit. Aren't these beautiful? This is like, it's kind of pretty true to color. It's a little bit peachy beige. It is so pretty. Okay, that's the first one. Let me open up the second package that I got. Oh my goodness. These are beautiful. So I got this blue. Isn't that beautiful? I love that color. And kind of an orange. Deeper peach orange. Aren't those gorgeous? So let me tell you about it. It's it says each shipment will be monthly, and you get 2 1/8 pieces of hand-dyed fabric. You cannot request your colors, and the fabrics, the pieces will not be serged. You can choose your fabric preference, anything from 14 Aida to 40 count linen and Verdal, and she says I can pretty much get anything. Invoices will go out on the 1st, and as long as they get paid by the 5th, the fabric will be shipped by the 15th of each month, usually much sooner. Now, last I heard, I haven't talked with Jody for a while, but last I heard there was a waiting list for her club, but I will put a link down below to the Steel City Stitchers FlossTube channel, and you can go there to learn more. I think she talks about it in most of their videos. And they also have contact information where you can contact if you would like to be a member of her fabric club. So, and actually my new start, I am using one of her pieces of fabric. So, all right. So next I have a quilting finish. Last time on my last video, I showed you my watermelon table runner, and all I had left to do was figure out how to do binding. And so I watched some videos and I figured it out, and that is my table runner, and I'm really happy with it. It's got some, so I didn't want to stitch the binding by hand, and I ended up making pretty nice. This corner's not great, it's a little not square, but some of my corners I thought really turned out, well, that one's not good, but this one turned out really well, and this one turned out really well, and that's my first time. But I didn't want to stitch by hand, so I did try to do a stitch in the ditch, and I have a stitch in the ditch foot, and parts of it I did really good. Other parts I kind of got out of the ditch, and the back doesn't look totally even. So you can see like my stitching there, where here it's real nice, and then there it's off and not even. But you know what? I don't care. It's my first time, and this is one that we've been taking in the camper and putting on our dining room table in the camper and on the picnic table when we eat outside. and I really love it. It's super colorful, and it's a finish, so you can't beat that. Next, I've been doing machine embroidery, and I mentioned on my last video that I was going to start this Halloween pillow by Kimberbell. It's called Twilight Boulevard, B-O-O Lavard, and this is done on my sewing machine that has embroidery options. I use a 5x7 hoop. I think it's a 5x7. It might be bigger. And it's made up of 7 different blocks. So each one of these is a separate block and a separate hooping. So I got 2 of the blocks done. The first one is on the end, and it's nice and simple, but it was so fun, and I've already learned different techniques. So for example, if you can't really see it, but the candy corn flour here is shiny. And the way that was done was it stitches the outline of where to do a placement stitch of where to place your fabric or whatever it is that's if it's applique. And this used rainbow mylar. And so I cut a little 2x2 inch piece of mylar and put that down. And then it used just regular thread and stitched over the top. And it gives it the result of being really shiny. And again, sorry, you can't really see that. And then of course you got the pumpkin, and that was made with glitter paper. Isn't that amazing? And then the lights use gold foil, like gold mylar, and they are shiny. So I put a little tiny piece of gold foil underneath where I was gonna stitch, and then stitch on top, and then the gold comes through with the shiny part. So that was the simple. That's going to be on one end of the pillow. That will go, let's see, right here on the very end, or other side maybe. Then I've stitched up Bella's Boutique, and look at this. Isn't it amazing? It was so fun. And if you have a machine that does embroidery and you haven't used it yet, I highly suggest it. And if you want to get into it, the machines range in price from a few hundred to many thousands of dollars, depending on what features you want and stuff. But oh my god, oh hi Bo, oh my gosh, it was so fun. So this is machine applique. So the top of the house, the roof, and the chimney are fabric. So the pattern stitches a placement stitch and tells me where to put my fabric. Then it stitches it down, and I trim the fabric, and then it stitches the satin stitch around to tack it in, and then it does all of the other stitching. So and it gets real detailed. In addition to the glitter, the windows, this window and this window and this window, actually have clear vinyl over them to give them an actual window on the outside. But isn't that amazing? So, and then these circles here, I will use an owl to A-W-L, to poke through the fabric, and that is where the fairy lights will go. So it has in the embellishment pack, the accessories pack includes 2 strings of fairy lights. So the pillow actually lights up. So I've got 2 of those done. I finished that, probably a couple weeks ago, and I'm about ready to start a 3rd block. So that has been really fun. Then on my cross stitch, I did get some stitching time in. I continued work on my, Tis the Season, I think, from Home for Christmas by Blackbird Designs. And I got almost all of this. All of the backside was done since I last talked to you guys. So I'm getting close to being done. But when I was ironing this to show you, I realized I did not center my design. And luckily I'm going to have plenty of room, but I don't know what I was thinking. First of all, when I cut the fabric, I just did not need that much fabric. And I didn't center it at all top to bottom. It's going to be pretty centered. It'll be pretty centered left to right. I still have the word joyeux. It says c'est la saison pour être joyeux, which is it's the season to be joyous. So that's going pretty fast. And then when I was camping yesterday, I started a new design, and it's Next Door by Heartstring Samplery. Michelle with Bendy Stitchy has also stitched this. I think she finished it. And it says, I wish you lived next door. And my girlfriend here in town and I say that to each other all the time. We are together a lot, and she lives about a 25 to 30 minute drive away. So it's not like really far. It's actually in the next city, but where my house is and where her house is situated and how you get there, it takes a while. We're always saying, man, I wish you lived next door. I wish you lived closer. So I started that, and it calls for 32 count Picture This Plus Oaken, but I am using one of my 32 count Luganas by Fabrics by Jody, and I love it. I love this color. I did a floss toss, and I thought it really looked good. So I'm about, I don't know, at least a third of the way done, pretty much. And I'm using all the called for flosses except for that uses All Weeks Dye Works, and it calls for boysenberry, and boysenberry has been out of stock forever. I've been ordering it and it's on back order, so I just chose raspberry for the red here, and I think it's going to be just fine. And then the pattern says to stitch one thread over two, use one piece of thread and then go over two, so 1 over 2. And I don't like the coverage on 32 count over 2 with only one thread, so I'm doing 2 over 2 because I like a more full coverage. If I was stitching over 1, then of course I would use just one piece of thread. So I'm really happy with that, and I don't think it's going to take too long. And then I'm going to make it into a pillow. I hope I do better. I hope I can do it justice. So I've got all of this done, and then this and this. So hopefully that'll stitch up really quick. So that's it. I was actually pretty busy. I had a lot of days where I wasn't able to work on anything. But I did make some progress, and I'm really happy about that. Then to show you some of my favorite fabrics that I got on the shop hop. I am a novelty fabric person. I don't plan right now on doing large quilts, so I'm definitely not a primitive or traditional fabric person, but I really love the novelty fabrics, and I keep telling myself, oh, this would make a great project bag. This would make a great project bag. This would make a great project bag. I don't even know how to make project bags, so I need to learn, and I've got a couple patterns that I'm going to watch online, but here's some of my favorite fabrics. I got this steampunk fabric, and actually I can also purchase the machine embroidery for this, for the same patterns, so I'm thinking about that too. And then with our camping theme, I got these camping fabric, and can't you just see all of these as a project bag? And then look at this happy, this has just made me happy when I saw it. Look at that, so fun. And then I have never seen anything like this. It's such a unique Halloween fabric. It's got these garden witches with the black cats. I don't know if there's anything different on this side. Isn't that fun? Thought that would look good with a dark purple trim. And then I got these really fun cats. And then yesterday at the Ben Franklin, or this week at the Ben Franklin and Winterset, I got these birds. Aren't they so cool? So I cannot wait to have some time. I'm so busy with my business right now that and I'm so far behind I have boxes of inventory waiting to be entered. And, but every day I'm trying to, you know, kind of, I wouldn't say semi-retire, but cut back and make sure I'm having more time for myself. And one of the things I'm doing is going on these trips with my husband and making sure that anytime he wants to go, we go. And I'm also trying to get in my personal crafting. When I started my job, and this is actually kind of a good business topic to talk about, I thought that, you know, I will have a home business and then I will have all this time to do my own thing. And what happened was when I started my business was here at home with me and I never left it. I never let it go. So for the first, I would say, until we moved to France, so from 2001 to 2013, I worked constantly. I worked all day long. I'd work in the evenings. I'd work Saturdays and Sundays. And whenever I would do my personal crafting, I kind of felt guilty. I felt like there's always, when you own a business, there is always something to do. You're never done. And I would feel guilty. And I'm like, I shouldn't be scrapbooking. I shouldn't be cross stitching. I should be in there working on my business. And then we moved to France and I had to shut down for 2 years. So my business was closed for 2 years. And I did take all of my scrapbooks. So I took these two storage units with me, and one was filled with scrapbook stuff, and one was filled with jewelry making supplies. And I did pretty good job I got quite a few scrapbook pages done there and made quite a bit of jewelry while I was in France. I couldn't sell it there. I sold it to people I met, and I was in school there, and I sold it to the students and teachers, but it wasn't a business. And then when I came back, I had to rebuild Cobweb Corner again. I'd lost most of my customers, and business was just really slow. So I really worked hard and got it back to where it is today. But I finally decided that, you know, I'm going to be 60 next year, and it's time that I have some time to myself. So what I'm doing now is I'm working until sometimes I work till 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I start work at about 7, work till 1, sometimes 2 o'clock, and then I do what I want to do. And it's working really well. And then mostly Sundays, I don't work at all. I still work Saturday mornings. I don't say that I'll ship on Saturdays, but I try to ship on Saturdays. So I've cut back my hours just a little bit and given myself the freedom to work on stuff that I want to work on. And it's also good because I can kind of tell myself, well, you need to make something or you won't have anything to show on your FlossTube channel. So there's that too, but I am really enjoying the balance a lot more. It's really important to have that work-life balance. So hopefully I can keep that up. Giveaway from last video, I was giving away 2 things: brand new chart by It's So Emma, Peppermint Lane, and Winter by the Cricket Collection. And this had come, I bought this new, but it was creased during shipping. Other than that, it's brand new. And you had to use the word winter and you had to use the word peppermint to be eligible for those giveaways. We had 30 people interested in the chart winter, and the winner is Kathy Huff. Kathy Huff. So Kathy, if you're watching, you need to use the email. My email address is down below in the more information section, and you can email me and make sure you put FlossTube winner in the subject and then tell me what you won so that I don't send you the wrong thing. The next one, only 13 people were interested in this, and you had to use the word peppermint, and the winner is Deanna Ellett, E-L-L-E-T-T. So Deanna, if you're watching, again, email me, put FlossTube winner somewhere in the subject line, and make sure that you tell me you won Peppermint Lane. So that is last time's giveaway. This time, I had someone very graciously send me 2 huge boxes of used cross stitch. Many of them are older, some are in not great condition. I didn't know they were going to send them to me, and they just shipped them and said, I hope you can find a good home for these. So most of them I probably will use as giveaways. I mean, there's many, many, many designs. And I was really shocked when they showed up on my door. And I did send her a check to cover her shipping costs and to say thank you. But I think I'm going to use a lot of them for giveaways, and then many of them will be in my Facebook auctions, which I have not done a Facebook auction for over a month. I am going to get back to that soon. If you haven't participated in those, they're a lot of fun. The things that are in my Facebook auction are almost never in my online shop inventory, so you see different things. Sometimes you can get a deal, and sometimes there are some really rare items. So many of the things from her will be listed there. But I'm going to give two things away. They look brand new. The first one is called Donna's Bar Sampler, and it's by Donna Vermilion Giampa from the Vermilion Stitchery. Isn't that beautiful? So this is pre-owned, but in new to excellent to, I would say, new condition. So if you are interested in winning this, use the word sampler in your S-A-M-P-L-E-R in your sentence. And the next one is also by Donna Vermilion Giampa with the Vermilion Stitchery, and it's called Christmas Kittens Stocking. Isn't that adorable? And if you are interested in this, use the word Christmas. So those will be given away in my next video. Okay, that's it except for new inventory. And I have, excuse me, I'm going to get my box over here. I have a ton of things to show you. I may skip over some of it. All of this, everything I'm going to show you, I believe, is new to Cobweb Corner. Some of it are brand new releases. Some of it is older things, but almost everything has never been listed before in my shop. So the first one is Miss Fortune. It's a complete kit by Satsuma Street, and I have a number of their kits now. The designer is Jody Rice. This comes with everything you need. It's a full kit. The next one is Ye Old Crow Sampler by Hands On Design. Or no, by Heart and Hand. Sorry. Cecilia Turner. By Hands On Design, I've got Hop On In. And by Jardin Privé, it's Des Couleurs de mon Jardin. It's the colors in my garden. Then by Mojo Stitches, one of her new designs, Sarah Handley 1847 sampler. From Little House Needleworks, I've got Sleepy Hollow Lodge. And this sampler I just love. This is Growing Like a Tree, and I don't know if I'll be able to read the whole thing. It says, "It is not growing like a tree in bulk doth make man better be, or standing long in oak 300 year to fall a log at last, dry, bald, and sere," or something like that. A lily of the day is fairer far in May, although it fall and die that night, it was a plant and flower of light. In small proportions we just beauties see, and in short measure life may perfect be. And look at that sampler. Isn't that stunning? Look at the border. This is 331 stitches wide by 236 high. It's by Moira Blackburn Samplers, and it is called Growing Like a Tree. Another one by Moira Blackburn is Friend's House Sampler. The road to a friend's house is never long. I really like this tree, the way it kind of goes up instead of curving, you know, kind of, instead of going down like this, it goes up like this. Another one by Satsuma Street is Snow Buddy. And that again is a full kit. Another stunning sampler by Moira Blackburn is Keep Me Sampler. And it says, keep me at the apple of thine eye, something under the shadows of your wings. And I can't read what it is. Sorry, I need my cheaters. But look at that willow tree. And I really like that there's two levels, the house on the top and then the tree and birds on the second row. And that one is 247 wide by 247. And that was Keep Me Sampler. God in My Heart. Where is God if not in my heart by Tempting Tangles. And this is number 1 in the Time for All Seasons series by Cottage Garden Samplings. My goodness. Isn't that, this is so fun. This has been out for a while and I've had it in a box and just finally got it on my site. But I love the snowman and the cardinals. And that's number 1 in the series. From Barbara Anna Designs. A Pearl from the Sea. Look at that. A mermaid on a pink flamingo in the sea. That is, her designs are so amazingly unique. The Quinto Acuto, the Pointed Fifth by Long Dog Samplers. Look at all the animal motifs. You got a whale, an elephant, I don't know what that is. Lions, dragons, birds. So fun. Brand new by Kitty and Me Designs. She has 4 new colorful cats. We've got Gingerbread, Spooky, Midnight. This is my favorite. Look at those deep blues. Amazing. And Grapevine. And she now has, I don't know, at least 20 colorful cats. If you haven't done them, they are super fun stitches. They aren't huge. They're like, these are like 109 by 95 and 115 by 83, around there. So they use a little bit of Krynic and otherwise are stitched just on white fabric count of your choice with DMC floss. And there are some amazing ones. This is another one I've had in a box sitting on my floor for a while by Ronnie Rowe Designs. It's called Flight. And this is based on, it says Leonardo da Vinci's drawings of the first flying machine to the space shuttle's mission to the International Space Station. Flight has taken mankind on voyages from the sand dunes of Kitty Hawk, North Carolina, with the Wright brothers, to one small step for man with a walk on the moon. And these are called pen and ink cross stitch. So they're just kind of dots of ink, which each one is a separate stitch. I think it's just amazing. I think that would be so neat, stitched up in an office. Then I got a bunch of the Dreaming Of series by Rosewood Manor. And these are so beautiful. I've got Dreaming of Tulips and Dreaming of Roses and Daisies and Daffodils and Sunflowers. This one's so bright and pretty. And Iris. This one also has a quilt block or a quilt pattern in it and the Biscornu pattern. So those are new in the Dreaming Of series. Oh, back in stock, Everything Makes Cross Stitch Okayer. Had that one before. Then new by the Blue Flower, Strawberry Bird. Sorry for the glare. And new by Stoney Creek, Forever. It says, we decided on forever. And it's got room for a name and date. It's a quick stitch, I think nice message for a marriage sampler or wedding gift. Then we have Elizabeth Stocking by Shepherd's Bush, and the embellishment should have the embellishment pack available for this also. And Mary's Stocking. And they have raised their prices on the stocking for reprints to $8, but many of the items on my site are still $4 and $5, and then I charge like 11% less. So if you've been thinking about doing any of the Shepherd's Bush stockings, check out the ones that are still under $5 or less and get those, because once they're out of those and they reprint, they will go up to $8. New by, or not, yeah, I think it is new. Winter Notes by Shepherd's Bush. And I saw this one stitched at a needlework shop in Elkader. And it is really, really cute stitched. It says, "The north wind doth blow." Then new by Twin Peak Primitives is Black Halloween Series. 3 different designs, quick stitches, silhouettes. I really like those. Those would be really fun to stitch up for Halloween. Sorry. New by Nora Corbett, and I'm getting more of these in, is the Zodiac Girls series, and this is Aries. And I also have the embellishment packs, at least as of this making of this video. So we have Aries. Oh, I guess the other one might come later. And then also new by Nora Corbett are 2 new additions to the Bewitching Pixies series, and these are silhouettes. One is Eva Nora, and there's a very small embellishment pack for that. I think the embellishment packs they're definitely under $10. And this one is Claire. So those are both part of the Bewitching Pixies series. Then from Hello from Liz Mathis, we have My Home in the Garden. And look at the colors in this. Isn't that beautiful? And all of the flower motifs worked in a beehive. It's really pretty. It'd be fun to work in the bright colors. Another one new by The Blue Flower, From Nature to My Needle. I count not my day complete till needle, thread, and fabric meet. Then these are older. These are from 2012, but I had someone request the set, so I ordered extras, and it's the complete set of Cottage of the Month by Country Cottage Needleworks. So there's one for every month. Here's August. Here's July. This one's a fun, patriotic one. And those are, I think they were originally published in 2012. And I also ordered some of the, trying to get more of the Bird in the Hand series by Heart in Hand. So I have Summer Bird, and these come with buttons, and Halloween Bird, and Autumn Bird. Then from Hands On Design, I have With This Needle I Thee Thread. And that comes with 2 charms. Sorry, there we go. The charms are silver. It's got 2 needles and a spool of thread, I believe. The First Frost by Hands On Design. By Heartstring Sampler, I have Let Your Light Shine. Another bird in the hand, I have Winter. I love that one. I love the hat on that bird. And the 2 tiny, tiny snowmen. So cute. Bird in the Hand Thanksgiving. From Susan O'Brien, Sweet Wing Studio. This used to be, she's a new designer, debuted in the Expo last spring, and she had originally named her company or her designs Rabbit Valley Studio. And I don't know what the story is, but she's changed to Sweet Wing Studio. And this is Life is Short, Make It Sweet. New by Plum Street Samplers, Always Remember. It says, we will always remember. And it's got 3 eagles and the poppies. Flirting by Plum Street Samplers. Did I already show you? Strawberry Bird by The Blue Flower. The Equality Sampler, it says, Declaration of Sentiments. We hold these truths to be self-evident that all men and women are created equal. New by Plum Street Sampler is Hedgerow. And Flag Flock, sorry. New by Erica Michaels is God Bless America. Waxing Moon is Halloween Street. Told you I had a lot. I was really busy for about 2 weeks just entering new inventory. Stoney Creek Flamingo Stocking. Look at the light. That is just so funny. I just think that's hilarious. The lights around and the Santa hat. From Heartstring Samplery, the Mary Pearson Sampler. It's a reproduction sampler. And older design, Antique Santa Stocking from Designing Women Unlimited. New from Leela's Studio, Season Blessings 2. There's also a Season's Blessings 1. So there's one for summer, spring, fall, and winter. Charlotte's Berries by Erica Michaels. Linda Stoltz. The Britter, from Britter Cup Designs, Britty Kitty Christmas Stocking. New from the Cricket Collection is Fresh Range, and it says Fresh Eggs. And it also has that carrot design. New from Imaginating is Let's Bake with Love. So it's a word cloud in the shape of a pie. It's got words like life is sweet, cheesecake, bake someone happy, banana bread, recipe, cookies, recipe, sugar and spice, things like that. From Stoney Creek, a winter sampler. It says winter will peace bestow. And these I think are pretty small. Let's see. 41 wide by 151 high. So not a bad stitch at all. And they have the spring sampler. It says Spring Awakens the Heart. Put these down. Getting there toward the bottom. New from Imaginating based on Mary Engelbright artwork is Who Loves You? And it's H-O-O, not W-H-O. The Summer Sampler by Stoney Creek, and this one says Summer Refreshes the Soul. Also by Stoney Creek, Enjoy the Simple Things. They have a lot of the red pickup truck designs. They're actually very popular. This one came out a while. This was another one that was stuck in a lost box in my office. This home is a place of safety and joy, a place to rest and create. And it's the Peacock Sampler by Twin Peak Primitives. Isn't that beautiful? So pretty. A new re-release in the chart pack format by Prairie Schooler is Summer Breeze. That is chart number 137. This was released during the expo in the spring. This is Griffins of the Kingdom by Rosewood Manor. And there's another number of the Kingdom. There's Hearts of the Kingdom, Crosses of the Kingdom. I can't remember what else, but that one is that one was released in 2021. Then from the Holiday Village series by Mirabilia, by Nora Corbett for Witchelt. This is, the Pink Edwardian House, and there is an embellishment pack available for that. And then from the same series is the Gothic House. And there's an embellishment pack for that one too. From Bent Creek, Flag 1998. And from Hands On Design, Resting Beach Face. Then from Blackbird Samplers, and I'm sure you've heard by now, Barb Adams of the pair, it's Barb Adams and Alma Allen. Barb Adams did pass away over the 4th of July weekend. I don't know any details, but extremely huge loss for the cross stitch community. They've been in the industry forever. I had emailed her once or twice. We had a small connection. She had a sampler that mentioned Anamosa, Iowa, and I saw it. I was getting it listed for my site, and I'm like, I was born and grew up in Anamosa, Iowa, and that's where my folks are from. And I'm like, nobody knows nobody knows. There's only one Anamosa in the whole world. And why would Barb Adams and Alma Allen know about Anamosa? And it turns out that they had a relative that was from there originally. And so we talked a little bit about that. She was so nice and so excited that there was this connection. I certainly didn't know her at all, but it's just so sad when we lose someone in our community like that. She will be very, very missed. From them, I have Souvenirs of Summer, 6 patterns from Blackbird Designs. And there are the different patterns that you get. So this booklet includes, there's Summer Souvenir. And let me get better pictures of everything. And they do such nice write-ups on their designs. Patriotic Bouquet, or this one's America. And Lake House Catch. And Patriotic Bouquet. And what else is in this book? Summer Song. And I think that's it. So that is Souvenirs of Summer. And last from the Zodiac Girls, I've got Gemini. These are by Nora Corbett for Witchelt. There should be an embellishment pack for that. And Taurus. And that's it. So lots and lots of new stuff, and I have so much more to enter. So I hope you enjoyed this, you guys. Thanks for watching. Again, if you did enjoy it and you want to see what's coming up in my shop, again, click the subscribe button and then click the bell to get notified. And we will see you next time. Happy stitching, everybody. Bye-bye.